Hey guys, this is Angelo with Analytics Advantage. Just here trying to give everybody a rundown on what to expect when you sign up for a sports book. I know we got sports coming back, or maybe it's already back, depending on when you're listening to this. But with that, you're probably looking for somewhere to place a couple wagers, make a couple bets, hopefully win some money. And everybody out there is going to tell you who to bet, when to bet, what unit size, parlays, everything like that's out there. What they won't tell you is what sportsbook to go with. Now, if you are in Vegas or if you have access to DraftKings, odds are you probably going to have somebody already lined up, or maybe you're going with DraftKings, maybe your friends are already in it, you know how it works. Great. This might not be for you. This is for essentially everybody else that doesn't have access to those things. The 5 sportsbooks that I'm going to be reviewing today are Bovada, GT Bets, Bet.online, BetDSI, and 5 Dimes. These are the 5 that I'm most comfortable with. By all means, there are more out there, and the more you can get, the better. The more line shopping you do, the better your odds are that you're going to be able to beat some books. For these 5 today, though, I want to go over these, just kind of give you the rundown on what their promos are, what their rollovers are, and the fees that are associated with it, because there's nothing worse than having a good win and then realizing you have to pay back 5, 6, 7% of that just to get your money out of the book. So first of all, here's the 5 books. Here's the promos that they're currently running. So Bovada with 50%, great. A 5 times rollover, actually not too bad. For those of you who are not familiar with this, the 5 times rollover means that whatever you put in plus the bonus or plus the promo. So if you could put $100 in, you get a 50% promo, you got $150. You have to bet that 5 times over before you can withdraw your funds. So in that case, that's going to come out to $750. So you have to make $750 worth of wagers before you can take those funds out. Now with Bovada, you do get one free check per 90 days. So if this is something that you're going to be doing consistently, especially since we're going to have live sports really from here until hopefully the end of next year, this might be a good fit for you. You can take that check out one time every 3 months, not have to pay any extra fees. If you do want to cash out more than the one time in 90 days, there is a $100 charge for each check. Now they do offer Bitcoin withdrawals for free, which is great, but Bitcoin is not really everybody's game. It can be kind of hard to get your money out of Bitcoin if you don't have a Bitcoin wallet, if there's not a Bitcoin ATM around you, all that kind of stuff. So the next part of this here is when you go to make your bets, how friendly is this thing? Do you have to finagle it? Are you going to be, trying to find out where the place bet button is at? All that kind of stuff is going to matter, especially if you're doing live betting. On Bovada, I found that they've actually been the most user friendly. They are extremely on top of their game when it comes to their website. They put a lot of money and time into their website, and it shows. Their mobile website is just as good as their desktop website. So either way, they get a 10 out of 10 from me. The next one is GT Bets. They offer the 100% promotion, which is great, especially if you know you're going to be in this for the long game. Might as well take advantage of it. But just be aware of this 12 times rollover. There is a deposit fee on really all of these except for 5 Dimes. And that's something we didn't talk about with Bovada. So if you're going to deposit, especially if you're maybe thinking, hey, I just got one game I want to put some action on, or I'm not going to be doing this every day, keep in mind you have to pay. In this case, GT Bets, usually in my experience, is like 1%, but it does vary from 0 to 3% depending on how much action they're taking. When you take the funds out of GT Bets, they don't allow you to take a check, and it is a $40 fee for the bank wire. They do give you discounted lines, so you get the minus 109 instead of the minus 110. So if you're trying to win $100, you only have to bet 109. Doesn't sound like a big deal, but it does add up, especially if you're going to keep doing this for a while. Their website, not as friendly. It's still good. It's still fine. You can still find what you're looking for. It's just a little busier, and there's a few more tabs you kind of got to dig through that aren't as clearly labeled. And I'll show you guys a couple of pictures of these sites and how they work and the interface and all that kind of stuff in just a second. But you're looking at about 8 out of 10 for the website desktop version and 7 out of 10 for their mobile. Bet.online, 50% again, 10 times rollover. They have a 7.5% deposit fee. So this website, and I've used them a few times, but their fees can really add up. So you really want to be putting in a one-time deposit with Bet.online and making the most of that out of that. You don't want to keep depositing once every month or once every 2 weeks, because just the deposit fees alone are going to end up, really stacking the cards against you. They do also have the $50 check fee. They have Bitcoin. They actually charge 2% to do a Bitcoin withdrawal if, again, that's, up your alley. They don't offer the discounted lines. The website is really not user-friendly either. The website has actually gone down several times, especially when we get into live action. You'll have their website just completely crap out on you, where you can't access it, or you can't get into the game that you're looking for, or it's going to keep refreshing. I've had lots of issues, and they've apparently gotten a couple of complaints at least, because they've released a beta version of their website that seems to have cleared up some of the issues. But again, it's still not the best. You're going to see a clear difference between Bet.online and Bovada, especially on your phone. So if you're somebody that likes to, take some action on your cell phone, or you're making bets while you're watching the game, or whatever the case is, it's not, again, it's not user friendly, and it's a pretty busy site to try and pull up on your phone. BetDSI, very heavily skewed towards European sports, but still does a job, still has the American sports on there, football, baseball. This 20 times rollover is a lot, even for the 100% bonus. That's a pretty big chunk of wager in there if you're going to be trying to get a 20 times rollover. This deposit fee is a little funny because they do have a 7% deposit fee, but if you'll notice down here, they give it back to you in the form of a bonus. So if you make a $100 deposit, the fee is going to be $7, but what will happen is you'll have a $93 playable balance and then a $7 bonus balance. The $7 bonus balance, the last time I've used that, there was a 3 times rollover, so not as bad, but it is still rollover involved. They do have high fees to withdraw the funds, so this may be a better site for you if you are definitely a long-term player, and if you're going to be putting in some decent money in there, because if your unit size, which is $5, $10, $20, whatever the case, that's fine. Your unit size doesn't matter until we get to the fees, because if you're trying to withdraw $40 or $140 and the fee is going to take the majority of that, this really isn't the site for you. Discounted lines, yes, they do mark it down to 109, or if they sometimes offer like a minus 105, minus 104, depending on the sport and how much action they're getting. So that's always a nice little plus. Their website, it is a little bit better than Bet.online. You're still going to have, I don't want to say issues, but it's still kind of a busier website. It won't crash out on you the way maybe Bet.online will, but you're going to have to get used to the site. It's going to take a little bit of time for you to really get in tune with it, especially again from your cell phone, as most of these you see a decrease in the user friendliness when you get to the mobile apps. Lastly, we have 5Dimes. 5Dimes is really popular, especially if you're listening to a lot of touts that are not in Vegas or not in New Jersey. A lot of them are going to probably give you lines from 5Dimes. And a lot of times that's really because 5Dimes gives you a good selection of lines to choose from. They're kind of different from the other books where they're not always in line and they don't always give you exactly minus 110. It might be minus 108, it might be minus 117. You might get an extra half point, miss a half point. So that it's definitely something to look at. Definitely something to keep in mind when you're trying to line shop. They do give you one free check every 30 days. So that's always a plus as well. So you can withdraw a little bit more frequently than, Bovada even, and not have to worry about that fee. Now, they only give you up to an $80 value with that. So if you're, one of those lucky people trying to withdraw $20,000, you probably are going to have to pay a fee. But for the most part, they're going to treat you pretty right when it comes to taking the money out. There's also no deposit fee. So this is one of the few online books that's not going to nickel and dime you to, give them your money or try and get your winnings out. They do give you discounted lines temporarily. So when you sign up as a new member, you're going to see the discount lines at minus 105. They do that in lieu of giving you any sort of promotion or bonus. So unless you ask for it specifically and get in contact with someone, you're not going to get a promotional bonus, but you will get that discounted line. And to me, it's honestly better than getting the bonus because there's no rollover to take advantage of that discounted line. Now, their website is really what is going to be lacking here. And so the website works fine and it's not going to crash out on you. It's, typically not going to give you a hard time, even with like live betting, things like that. Those are all going to work pretty fine. The issue, and again, you'll see it here in just a second, is the just busyness of the website. There's pop-ups. There's going to be small print. Nothing is really bolded or highlighted. So, even when it comes to clicking the continue button or trying to search for lines, it's all going to take some getting used to. So if you like there's no fees and you like being able to withdraw your funds and being able to take advantage of those discount lines, it's going to be worth it. But just know ahead of time, you're going to have to get used to the website. So let's take a look at some of these websites here. So Bovada, first one here, like I said, very user-friendly, very clean, nice, clean background. You can literally search through here, find just about anything you'd possibly want to bet on. For sports, which is mostly going to be my game, you literally just click on sports. Once you come in here, you can go basketball, soccer, golf, whatever you want to do. For football, which again is something I'm going to be mainly sticking to, you click on football. The only additional click you have to do is right here, and this is going to be where you drill down to what kind of football are you looking for. Canadian football, NFL, NCAA when it starts. These are the Sims, of course, and that's really about it. Once you get in here, find what you're looking for, you make your bet. Here are all the lines. They're going to get added to this site over here, and that's it. You'll be able to place bets once you log in. Really user-friendly, really easy, like I said. And when you go mobile, they do a really great thing, which is they take away all of this side stuff here. So you're not having to, fit all this down on a 7-inch screen or, size does matter. So we'll look at GT Bets next. GT Bets, same thing. It's relatively clean, easy to look at, easy to use. Click on sports. It's going to show you what they have available. Now, where it gets a little tricky here, and this is why I didn't give them a full 10 out of 10, is that they'll list most of their sports here. And then once you get into it, you kind of have to know what you're looking for. So let's say I go to MMA. Okay, if you are just a passing fan, or maybe you just heard a tout that you like tell you about one particular fight, they're not going to really narrow it down. This is going to be just generic fight nights, and you have to kind of know which card you're looking at, what time is it going to be, all that kind of stuff. Basketball, again, something that's starting up pretty soon or may have started already depending on when you're watching this. Click on the NBA, get here. Again, pretty user friendly, pretty easy to navigate. Same thing, you're going to add these lines here. That'll pop up on the right hand side. Put in your funds and review bet, and then it'll give you a confirm button, and that's it. So again, pretty user friendly. Bet online. So this is the one I told you does occasionally crash. This is exactly what I was talking about up here, where they ask you to switch to their website, which as of right now is still in beta. You can go to that website. You can take a look at it. I've had some times where it times out on me or it crashes, and again, I'm assuming it's because they're working on it. For right now, I'm going to stay on their standard site. When you click on sports, the good thing is the most popular sports and the sports that are going to take place soonest are going to populate for you. The problem is when you do this on your cell phone, none of this is removed. So you're going to be trying to look at all of this on your phone, and if you know exactly the game you're trying to look for, you might have to scroll down a bit. You might have to, kind of toggle back and forth or move your screen left to right. Ideally, you really want to be using this website from a desktop. And honestly, if you're going to be gambling for a while, you're going to be doing a lot of sports gambling especially, you really want to get yourself a good laptop or desktop. You're going to want to track different items, wins, losses, your personal wins and losses, funds, bonuses, things like that. So you're going to want one anyways, but just again, be aware that this site is really meant for desktop. Now, once you come in here, again on this left hand side, you're going to need to find what you're looking for. So let's click on NFL season. And again, as you can see, so I mean, it's happening as I'm trying to load this video for you guys. It's just not responding. It's not doing anything. Let's go to basketball. So here's NBA, and literally have to click NBA twice. So you come to NBA. Here's your lines. Once you get in here, it's not giving us anything because I'm not logged in right now. Once you log in, there'll be an option here to click on the -2.5. Same thing, it'll pop up on the right hand side. You'll confirm it, you'll bet it, and that's it. When it comes to tracking your history on here, you do have to go to a separate portion of the site to your My Account or your profile, and then search for particular dates of your wagers and trying to find out when that was. And remember, like I said, hopefully you have a spreadsheet, but if not, it's not going to be too easy with Bet.online. BetDSI is the next one here. Same thing, let's click on Sportsbook just to get an idea of what they're looking at. Pretty clean site, a little on the slower side for this portion. As you're trying to just load everything, come through here. They have a really nice history feature, so if you click on history, it'll tell you not so much the history between the two teams, but the history of what the line has done. So if the line has been moving since it came out, if it was -1.5 or -1, -2, it will show you that history. Same thing, all these games. Right now it's just NBA. Here's NFL. So this one is actually not too terrible. They have updated this website recently. The mobile portion of it is still on their old site or their old format, which has a lot more pop-ups around it, a lot more wording, banner ads, things like that. And when you log into this site, it's going to take you immediately to a deposit screen. So even if you have funds in the account, doesn't matter if you have $1,000 in there, $10 in there, it's going to immediately take you to a deposits web page. So just be aware of that. Again, not too bad. I don't want to discourage you from taking any of these books. I mean, they all work fine. They can all be really helpful, and you can get great lines on just about any of them if you're searching hard enough and depending on when you're looking. But I just wanted to give you this kind of rundown of the last one here. This is 5 times. Again, this book is really helpful, just like I was saying, but you can already see there's a lot going on here. And if you're trying to do this from your cell phone, good luck. Say a prayer to whatever God you choose, because this is gonna take some time. These pop-ups, and this, I've been sitting on this loaded for a little while. This is gonna pop up once you get into the site. You'll have to, register if you didn't register. I'm already registered. It's still gonna ask you to register, so this is gonna be here no matter how many times you use this site. So you're gonna close out of that. You have a lot of this stuff going on here, a lot of just banner ads and GIFs and things like that, which again on the desktop not too terrible. On the mobile, not something you want to deal with, especially if you're trying to get in and make a quick, wager at halftime. You're trying to get something on the second half. Not really the best place to do it, but it is available. One thing you'll notice is if you click Sportsbook here, let's say you're just trying to line shop and you don't necessarily want to sign up yet until you're ready to make a bet, you can't do it. You're not going to get any information on their lines or what's going on until you register. So for the purpose of this, I've already put in my information here. Let's log in just to see. And this is just a dummy account, but we're going to use it just to see the interface here. So here's your homepage. Again, if this is your first time coming into this site, especially if you're on your cell phone and you're seeing any of this middle white area, I've been looking at my phone for 2 minutes thinking it's loading and not realizing that it is just the middle of the screen and you have to kind of move your screen over. So let's click on Sportsbook, and it's going to give you Sportsbook main, and all the other Sportsbook here, it's really the same, lines and things like that. It's just going to be the order that it comes in and your preferences that you can set up with the site. For right now, once you click on their main Sportsbook, this is the outlay. So it's good in a sense that you get to see everything, but it can be a little much, especially if you're just trying to browse. If you're really just trying to find a line on one game, let's say you're looking for an MLB game, you would have had to go through a lot of steps just to get to this particular page. Now, once you get here, let's say we click on MLB, NBA. Okay, great. Again, on your phone, good luck. That's all I can say. But once you click on these, what do we do next? Is nothing going on. Here you can see the continue button clear. It's not going to show up so clear on every laptop, and it's not going to show up clearly on most cell phones. So let's click continue. So here's the lines. Again, just really busy. I know the first time I looked at this, I was not sure what exactly they were trying to ask me to bet on. So as you're looking through this, though, here's the Clippers-Lakers game. Great. Here's your spread. Which side are you going to take? Your money line, total points, your team totals, over, under, stuff. So again, it can be done. It's not, it's nothing you need to be scared of. It's not something that, you need to be some sort of tech genius to come in here and work the system. But some are a little bit easier than others. That's really it, guys. I just wanted to give you this rundown. I know we have a lot of sports coming back soon. We have a lot of first-time bettors that have just been waiting for sports to come back to try and get involved in sports gambling, especially as it becomes legalized more and more throughout the country. And this is one aspect that I personally have not seen anybody touch on, and I've been in this field for 5+ years at this point. So just wanted to share this with everybody. Hopefully it makes a little bit easier for an individual trying to set up a sports book for the first time, trying to log in, maybe even trying to make your first wager ever. Good luck out there, guys. I do want to let you know I'm running our website, Analytics Advantage Gaming and Stocks. It's AAGS.online, putting up articles every day, Monday through Friday. It is NFL gambling, fantasy football, and stocks. NFL gambling, of course, is, I'm assuming, what most of you would be interested in, but everything else is out there. Really just trying to make money for you guys any way possible. Like I say, you could fade me, you can run with me. Either way, I'm trying to give you guys some free information, and you can decide from there. But I hope you've learned something, and everybody have a great day, and good luck.